Welcome to this video. In this video, I will give a pretty small overview on AWS Lambda service. AWS Amazon Web Services Lambda service. What it is about. Lambda service, you can say you can implement some functionality that can be executed with some event. For some particular events, those functionality can be will be executed, and those functionality can be embedded into Lambda, and you can define the customization points, event points, events when they should get executed. And another thing is, the main thing is Lambda services, AWS Lambda services itself will manage the computing resources, and it's an on-demand, so you will have to pay only for the time your services will execute, and you don't have the headache of resource management or infrastructure management. So what is AWS Lambda? There is no internet. Okay, the port was open. So I think we can see what Wikipedia defines. So AWS Lambda is an event-driven serverless computing platform provided by Amazon. Yeah, event-driven serverless, the infrastructure is provided by Amazon and is part of Amazon Web Service. Cool. So it's a compute service, so you will see it listed under the compute service when you go to your management console. And this Lambda service will run based on some events, and the Lambda service will manage the computer resources required by your code or by the service functionality you will implement. So that is what is AWS Lambda. So eventually this video will be posted on SitesTree.com and youtube.justetc.net. youtube.justetc.com actually. And this is Said from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So a couple of blogs and YouTube channels. So YouTube channel, youtube.justetc.com will redirect, and these are, somewhere I will post this video. So let's me log in into the AWS and then show you stuff from there. So this service is EC2 Lambda. Let me see. I think I want to get to the main page of Lambda where actions, delete this Lambda function. Okay, one thing I want to check, see Amazon.com. I want to see the situation in the EC2 instance. Okay. So this one, delete function. Okay, you can get a little bit more information here. What is AWS Lambda? So compute service runs developers code in response to events, and it will also manage the computing resource for them, making it easy to build applications that respond quickly to new information. Okay, it's not clear what this is telling, but what can happen? Let's say, yeah, product image upload can be an event for e-commerce related stuff, or new product coming, or product when the product is expires. So on those particular events, if you want to execute something, database trigger, that is one thing in the database aspect. But in AWS Lambda, yeah, I think you can write code for and define events when those code will get executed. Probably there will be some examples here. Respond quickly to new information. Yeah, you can write code that will respond quickly to new information, and the good part is the computing resources are not used continuously, but they will be used when required on demand and by Lambda. You don't have to worry about that. Image uploads, app activity. Okay, event. I think they're defining some event. Image upload, app activity, website click, outputs from connected devices. You can use AWS Lambda to add custom logic to other. Okay, that's all right. Run your code without managing infrastructure. Yeah, the code will run and you don't have to manage your infrastructure. AWS Lambda services will take care of those. Server and operating system maintenance, capacity provisioning, automatic scaling. Yeah, scaling, you don't have to worry about scalability of your application. Code monitoring, logging what are going on, code and security patch deployment. You don't have to do it. AWS are doing it, but these are a good amount of in the infrastructure. The companies who maintain this infrastructure, yeah, they have to update security patches and this and in a regular schedule. Though for government services, AWS when in US might not be the best option, but with the data center in Canada, yeah, probably this can be an option. Anyway, cost effective and efficient, runs your code only when needed with no unnecessary overhead or cost. As I told before, you pay for what you use, but it probably is not for the very beginner developer. You are just running your small website and you are thinking you want to use AWS for your service. You might end up paying way more. Yeah, you can get hosted for $10 per hour, $10 per month, or even the reseller hostings that probably is 29 or 30 US dollar per month. But AWS, yeah, you can easily think that it will cost you probably a couple $100 per month, or costing $500 per month can be very easy. Some cloud services, the minimum charge is probably $500 per month, probably for cloud, Azure cloud. So far I remember, yeah, I might have seen it in the past that $500 probably is the minimum. Anyway, so we'll just create an Lambda function. Yeah, that's what it is we'll do. Get started now. Okay, you can create some of the blueprint from here. What type of functionality you want to use. Syslog to JSON, Alexa scale and Amazon converts input record from this format to that format. Basic fact strict. Apache common log format to something else. I'm just trying to see what can be an easier one. collects metadata. Anyway, I think I'll not dig deeper, so I'll just show you the process. Yeah, it's if you just here you can do it. It's just next, right? Yeah, your code will be there. I think because we are selected a blueprint, so it's just using some default code. Timeout, memory limit, you can select those. Another thing is DLQ, if it is not executed at the right time or right event, what it should do, you could put it in a queue with some rules anyway. So I think probably there is some required field existing rule. Okay, create the function. I'll just show you where to test the service from, and for advanced tutorials I might come back in future sometimes. So this test button, using this test button you can execute. If you give it test, it will tell you to give some sort of input values, and then you will be able to execute and see. It will depend on the service that you have defined. So you can define triggers, configuration. Yeah, I think you wrote your service in Node.js, monitoring. Anyway, that's probably all I wanted to show, what Lambda is, how to create Lambda function, and where to click to test. Anyway, as I told, it will be posted on youtube.justetc.com. ShopForSoul.com is our electronics store. Anyway, I can terminate here.